Hi Mariners, this is Gmdss Modernization Part 3. Mariners Digest, Safer Ships, Cleaner Oceans. The most important functional requirements and Gmdss equipment carriage requirement sea area wise. The most important functional requirements. Number 1. Every ship while at sea shall be capable of transmitting ship to shore distress alerts by at least 2 separate and independent means, each using a different radio communication service. So this functional requirement is applicable for any ship sailing in any area. All the solar ships about 300 GT, whether sailing in sea area A1, A2, A3, A4, for all it is applicable. It should be possible to initiate such alerts from the position from which the ship is normally navigated. The EPIRB may be used to meet this requirement if installed close to the navigation bridge or if it can be remotely activated from the bridge. Number 2, in addition to the above mentioned requirements, it should be possible to initiate the transmission of DSC distress alerts from the navigation bridge on VHF and also on MF or HF, provided that the MF or HF equipment is mandatory in the sea area of the ship. Number 3. All ships should keep continuous watch on VHF channel 70 by use of a DSC receiver. Ships with MF requirements should in addition keep continuous watch on MF DSC 2187.5 kHz and on HF DSC distress and safety channels if required to have HF radio equipment installed. Number 4. All ships should keep continuous listening watch on VHF channel 16 while at sea by use of a VHF receiver. Number 5. Watch should also be kept with MSI and SAR related information receiver. The watch should be kept at the position from which the ship is normally navigated. Gmdss equipment carriage requirement sea area wise. Sea area A1, an area within the radio telephone coverage of at least one very high frequency VHF coast station in which continuous DSC alerting is available. This is the definition for sea area A1. So these are the equipments required: VHF DSC and RT2 number, one NAVTEX, one EPIRB, AISR, portable Gmdss VHF. Okay. One, VHF telephone installation with the DSC capable of DSC watch on channel 70, radio telephone you watch on channel 16, Watch another appropriate frequency or frequencies for urgency and safety communications for the area in which the ship is navigating. Two, duplicated VHF with the DSC. 3. Receiver for MSI and SAR related information. 4. Float-free EPUB. 5. Radar sort or AIS sort. 6. Portable Gmdss VHF transceivers. C area A2. An area excluding C area A1 within the radio telephone coverage of at least one medium frequency MF coast station in which continuous DSC alerting is available. So here the added equipment is MF DSC RT 2 numbers. Okay, so you have VHF 2 numbers, MF 2 numbers, then NAVTEX, EPUB, AIS sort, portable Gmdss VHF. Number 1. VHF telephone installation with the DSC capable of DSC watch on channel 70, radio telephony watch on channel 16, watch on other appropriate frequency or frequencies for urgency and safety communications for the area in which the ship is navigating. Number 2. MF telephone installation with MF DSC capable of DSC watch on 2187.5 kHz, watch on other appropriate frequency or frequencies for urgency and safety communications for the area in which the ship is navigating. 3. Duplicated VHF with the DSC. 4. Duplicated MF with the DSC. 5. Receiver for MSI and SAR related information. 6. Float-free EPUB. 7. Radar sort or AIS sort. 8. Portable Gmdss VHF transceivers. C area A3. An area excluding C area A1 and A2 within the coverage of a recognized mobile satellite service supported by the ship earth station carried on board in which continuous alerting is available. So this is the definition for C area A3 after the modernization. The reason being, earlier days we had only Inmarsat for Gmdss. Now we have Iridium. That is the reason they have renamed as recognized mobile satellite service. These two are recognized. Ship earth station means if we have this Inmarsat C or Iridium LT3100S, if you have these either one of the satellite equipment, then your ship is called ship earth station. So these are the equipment: VHF 2 number, MFHF 2 number, Inmarsat C with EGC, Iridium LT3100 with EGC, EPUB, SART, portable Gmdss VHF. Number 1. VHF telephone installation with DSC capable of DSC watch on channel 70, radio telephony watch on channel 16, watch on other appropriate frequency or frequencies for urgency and safety communications for the area in which the ship is navigating. Number 2. MF telephone installation with MF DSC capable of DSC watch on 2187.5 kHz, watch on other appropriate frequency or frequencies for urgency and safety communications for the area in which the ship is navigating. Number 3. SES providing RMSS. Number 4, duplicated SES providing RMSS. Number 5, duplicated MFHF telephony with DSE. Receiver for MSI and SAR related information. 7, float free EPUB. 8, radar sort or AI sort. Number 9, portable Gmdss VHF transceivers. C area A4. In area outside of C areas A1, A2 and A3, that is polar regions, beyond 76 degree north and 76 degrees south, North Pole and South Pole. So there, these are the equipments. Only in C area A4 you need to have this MFHF. In area A3 also only MF is good enough along with the SES. Okay, so only in A4 MFHF is mandatory. VHF telephone installation with DSC capable of DSC watch on channel 70, radio telephony watch on channel 16, watch on other appropriate frequency or frequencies for urgency and safety communications for the area in which the ship is navigating. Two, MFHF telephone installation with the DSC capable of DSC watch on 2187.5 kHz and 8414.5 kHz. Depending on time of the day and geographical position, DSC watch on at least one of the frequency 4207.5 kHz, 6312 kHz, 12577 kHz or 16804.5 kHz. These are all the HF DSC distress frequencies. So out of these 4 megacycle, 6 megacycle, 12 megacycle and 16 megacycle, one frequency you will have to monitor. Generally the higher frequencies 12 megacycle and 16 megacycle monitored in the daytime, night time 4 and 6 megacycle. But the manufacturer of MFHF equipment, they made it very simple. It is attached inbuilt with a scan receiver which can scan all these HF frequencies. So daytime, nighttime, the distance, you need not to bother. This is only a regulation. Watch on other appropriate frequency or frequencies for urgency and safety communications for the area in which the ship is navigating. Number 3, duplicated VHF with DSC. Number 4, duplicated MFHF telephony with DSC. Number 5, receivers for MSI and SAR related information. Number 6, float free EPUB. Number 7, radar sort or AI sort. Number 8, portable Gmdss VHF transceivers. Automatic updating of position to all relevant radio communication equipment in all sea areas should be provided by EPFS, Electronic Position Fixing System. Example, GPS, GLONASS, DGPS, etc. Okay, so this position should continuously come in VHF, MFHF, MF, Inmarsat-C, Iridium satellite equipment. All are connected with this EPFS. The following additional requirements apply to passenger ships sailing in any sea area. They have a distress panel and distress alarm panel, two-way on-scene aero radio on 121.5 megahertz and 123.1 megahertz, either fixed or mobile, anything you can have in the bridge. Portable aero VHF, same frequencies. This is meant for SAR aircraft communication. Number 1, distress panel and distress alarm panel. Number 2, two-way on-scene radio communication with SAR aircraft on 121.5 megahertz and 123.1 megahertz from the navigating bridge, either fixed or portable. Notes. Radar sort or AIS sort. Cargo ships between 300 and 500 GT, one set is mandatory. Sort. Cargo ships of 500 GT and upwards and passenger ship must have two sets, two sorts. Number 2, portable Gmdss VHF transceiver. Cargo ship between 300 and 500 GT, two sets. Cargo ships of 500 GT and upwards and passenger ships must have three sets. Number 3, receivers for MSI and SAR related information. This may be either a combined ship earth station and EGC receiver or separate piece of equipment, example Navtex or EGC, a separate equipment also you can have. Normally Inmarsat C is built in with the EGC receiver, also Iridium equipment also built in with the EGC receiver. So independently you can have or combined, both are allowed. Ships in sea area A3 may choose between duplication with either complete MFHF transceiver or SES providing an RMSS with coverage equal to or broader than the primary RMSS. Okay. So the primary RMSS can be either Inmarsat C or Iridium. What happens is Inmarsat C will cover only up to 76 degree north and 76 degree south. They don't cover polar regions, whereas Iridium equipment will cover even polar regions. So that is the reason they are given coverage equal to or broader than the primary RMSS. So the point here is you can either have MFHF 2 number or this SES 2 numbers in area A3. Number 5, duplicated MF telephony with DAC. MF telephony. An MFHF radio installation may substitute an MF radio installation. This is what happens in area A3. Even in applicable for area A2 also. A2, A3 you can have MFHF instead of only MF equipment. Use of Gmdss equipment for transmitting and receiving general radio communications is a requirement specified in SOLAS regulation. Regular use of Gmdss equipment helps to develop operator competency and ensure equipment availability. If ships use other radio communication systems for the bulk of their business communications, they should adopt a regular program of sending selected traffic or text messages via Gmdss equipment to ensure operator competency and equipment availability, and to help reduce the incidence of false alerts. What is normally happening on board a ship is Gmdss equipment are used only for Gmdss purposes. Normally they keep watch on all the mandatory channels, frequencies. But their routine communication with the owners, stewardess and everybody is taking place on other equipment such as fleet broadband. So there better facility and cheaper rates are available, so they keep communicating, sending all their routine communication through such equipments. So if it is allowed, you can use them, but then the condition is if ships use other radio communication systems for the bulk of their business communication, they should adopt a regular program of sending selected traffic or test messages via Gmdss equipment. So this should be followed. This policy extends to all Gmdss equipment suites, including DSC on VHF, MF and HF, to RMSS SES, and to any duplicated VHF and long range communication facilities. So when they say long range, it is MF and HF. Now these Gmdss equipments, how the power supply is provided as per regulation. Sources of energy for Gmdss console. The main source of electrical power is the ship's mains from main generator. All the basic and duplicated equipment should have an independent power supply from the ship's mains. That means your VHF, MF, MFHF, SES, all these will have an independent power supply from ship's mains, from main generator. The battery charging arrangement used to charge any batteries associated with the reserve source of energy should also have an independent supply from the ship's mains. So, ship's mains will supply the required power for this reserve power supply, that they are batteries. Okay. Number 2. Emergency source of electrical power is usually taken from the ship's emergency generator. So we have mains power supply from main generator, and we have emergency source of electrical power from emergency generator. This is called emergency, mains and emergency. Now the third one is reserve source of energy. It is called reserve. So mains, emergency and reserve. These are the three types of power supply available for all the Gmdss equipment. Okay, like your VHF, MFHF and shipyard stations. Usually consists of rechargeable batteries and is used to supply the communication equipment in the event of failure of the ship's mains and emergency source of electrical power. If your main generator failed, also your emergency generator failed, then these batteries, which is called reserve source of energy, will come into operation. Now, voluntary radio equipment. Additional voluntarily carried non-Gmdss radio equipment may be as follows. Number 1, mobile telephone, smartphone or tablet. Number 2, radio amateur stations. Number 3, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth or similar networks. And 4, satellite stations. For example, a fleet broadband. Okay. So these are all voluntary radio equipments. Operation of such equipment is at the discretion of the master. It may be installed on the bridge provided that the electromagnetic compatibility EMC requirements are fulfilled, and radio navigation and radio communication are not degraded. So these are the conditions. You can have it in the bridge. That is all in part 3. In part 4, I am preparing for all this MMSI, the 9-digit identity for various stations in Gmdss. Okay, that will come up with the part 4. This is the book which I published for navigating officers, navigating students. It is available in Amazon Kindle store for ₹100. It's a ready reckoner. Anybody can buy. It's an e-book. Gmdss course practical examination equipment are explained with my voiceover in 19 videos in this Mariners Digest YouTube, meant for people, those who are doing Gmdss course. So all the equipments are explained with my voiceover. You can see them number of times in your mobile phone or laptop or other computers. Okay. That's all for now. You may support me. Please click like bell buttons and subscribe. Please give your comments in YouTube. Thank you. Bye until next video.